Hi everyone, in this video we're going to go ahead and talk about speed, what it is, and how to calculate it. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so speed is a description of how long it takes an object to travel a specific distance. In other words, it's answering the question, how fast is something going? And there's a number of different units we can use, such as kilometers per hour, meters per second, miles per hour, etc. One important thing to note is speed is a scalar quantity. So I always think speed begins with an S, scalar begins with an S. That's how I keep those straight. And the equation for speed is distance divided by time. Okay, so one thing I have to help you out with solving for different variables in the speed equation is the speed equation triangle. So how this works, there is distance on top and speed and time are on the bottom. So when you're trying to solve for a different variable, you cover up the letter that you are trying to solve for. So if I'm trying to solve for distance, I would cover up the D, and that leaves the speed and the time on the bottom. If both of the letters are on the bottom, then you multiply those two together. If you have one variable on top and one on the bottom, then you divide the top by the bottom. So if I was trying to solve for time, I would take distance divided by speed. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this out with an example. So what distance will you travel if you're going 60 miles per hour for 3 hours? Okay, so if I read through this, I have a speed question. I know that because I don't have any direction given. So I have my distance, I have my speed, and I have my time. So I want to figure out my different variables. So the one thing I'm trying to figure out is my distance. That is my unknown. My speed is going to be my 60 miles per hour. So we can go ahead and write that down. And then my time is 3 hours. Now for my equation for this, I can't use the classic speed is distance divided by time. So I need to use that equation triangle. And I want to cover up the D for distance. So when I go ahead and do that, I see that speed is multiplied times time in this case. So that gives me the equation distance is equal to speed times time. So now I'm going to go ahead and plug in my different values. So my speed is 60 miles per hour, and I have 3 hours. So if I go ahead and multiply those two things together, I see that my units of hours cancel out because I have one on top and one on the bottom, which just leaves me with miles, which should make sense as a unit for distance. So 60 times 3 gives me 180 miles for my answer. And then finally, don't forget to circle that answer. Okay, so next I have a you try problem. So I want you to go ahead, try this on your own. So pause the video. Once you think you have the answer, go ahead, enter that in, and then go ahead and check your work from there. So how long do you have to drive to go 1,200 miles if you're driving 60 miles per hour? So go ahead, pause the video, and try this out. Okay, so we want to go ahead and start by identifying our different variables. So in this case, the distance is 1,200 miles. My speed is 60 miles per hour. And the thing I don't know is my time. So again, I want to use my equation triangle to figure out what my equation will be. This time I'm going to cover up the time. So I have distance divided by speed. So if I go ahead and plug in those values, I have 1,200 divided by 60. In this case, miles is going to cancel out. So I'm left with just hours, which makes sense as a unit for time. So then if I take the 1,200 divided by 60, that gives me 20 hours. And then don't forget to circle your final answer. Okay, so thanks for watching, everyone. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, please let me know. Bye.